Hi, welcome to Queer Circles TV. I'm Sharp and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Rosanne Robertson and my pronouns are she, her or they, them.
And we are the Penthouse, an LGBTQIA plus arts organisation currently based here in West Cornwall.
And thank you for joining us. We're really excited to have you here for the first episode of Queer Circles TV. We started Queer Circles as a conversation series earlier in the year with support of Porthmeor Studios. We had an event there with artist Simon Bayliss, and during lockdown we've adapted the Queer Circles project now into a TV show. So we see it as a queer art show on your screens. We've got 4 fantastic selected artists that are contributing today. Really excited to share with you. First up, you will see Rachael House, who is a brilliant artist, zine maker, comic maker, and is doing a brand new performative reading of her lockdown comics. After Rachael, we have an artist called Maz Murray, we've selected one of their music videos titled I Put on a Suit and I Cried. So we selected this work because it really resonates with what we're looking at in this episode on themes of isolation and creating within the domestic and private space. So this music video looks at dysmorphia feelings and gender identity, and we're really excited to screen this work as part of Queer Circles.
Yeah, and then you'll see my film by Sharp, and this film incorporates some footage that I produced back in the 1990s when I was doing a lot of artworks in my flat at the time, where I used to use my flat as basically like a studio. A lot of the work I kind of do is in the domestic environment. We find it's a safe space to kind of explore and experiment with issues about gender and identity. And using that footage from the past, it seemed like an ideal time now to use that footage for this project. And I've incorporated some new footage with that. So and that film is entitled The Waves. So I hope you like that. And then after my film, we've got Atta, who produced this book, The Black Flamingo.
Yeah, we're really excited to have Dean contributing, who's doing a reading from us. So Dean is doing a reading from The Black Flamingo and then is reading a brand new poem which is inspired by Amelia Abraham's book Queer Intentions. So just like to say at this point a big thank you to all of the artists for being able to contribute to Queer Circles TV during what's been a stressful and emotional time for everybody. We wanted to make this episode during this time to connect with each other and also connect with audiences and anyone who might have been feeling isolated during this period. We are also doing this episode with a donation entry to the Intercom Trust, who we're really inspired by, who does brilliant work here in Cornwall, who is an LGBT plus charity, who do especially good work with young people, and we had the privilege of working with them earlier in the year. And we really hope that if any of the young people that the Intercom Trust do fantastic work with have been feeling more isolated than they usually would, that this programme might be a connection for them.
Yeah. And if there's any of you watching, hello, I hope to see you again soon. And they do some great work down here. And so if you can donate to the Intercom Trust, that'd be really great. There'll be the information now to do that. Will be in the information bit on our channel. And
so the other people to thank are Feast in Cornwall for making this first episode, which is a responsive episode, possible. They've made it possible to have new contributions from LGBTQIA plus artists, and for this first episode to be responsive with their Reignition Fund. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
And to say thanks to Arts Council England, whose support is going to enable us to continue to develop this project further after this first episode, and that's made possible by National Lottery Plays. So thanks.
Thank you. So I think all that's left is for us to actually watch the episode. So I hope you've got a beverage next to you, and so sit back, relax and enjoy the films.
Hello everyone, my name's Rachael House and I'm an artist, and I make events and objects and drawings and performance and zines, and I think that they're all the same. And this is Hopi Blixerhouse introducing herself. But recently I'm not so much doing events, and my work has shrunk to the size of this notebook, where I'm drawing and posting on Instagram a lot during this lockdown period. And whilst the size of my work has shrunk, the reach of my work has grown beyond anything that I thought would happen at the moment. And this is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be reading you some of my comics from lockdown, and I hope you enjoy them. In the social distancing dance, who leads? Who do you give way to? Who gives way to you? Who takes up space? My second comic. However thoroughly you wash your hands, if you voted for this government, they will never be clean. The darkness encroaches. On some days, more than others. Hey, I'm all right today. I hope you are. If I still drank alcohol, I'd be self-medicating with it for sure. would feed my fear and my anxiety. Sobriety suits me. I hope you've all got what you need, though, to get through this time. We all need something. I will not sully my soul by drawing this government. They do not deserve my loving attention. Unlike cats. Cats make most things better. I hope you agree. And finally, let us all pray for safety, pray to the genderqueer deities for our safety and protection. Protect us from the virus and from those who value profit above people. Thank you. I'm in my comfort zone when I'm making things and I'm kind of drawing and sewing and building things, and that's kind of my favourite place to be. I take a lot of joy in that. But it's when I expand that and my work becomes an event and other people get invited in to do things and take part, it's my discomfort zone, and that's much harder for me to do. But I think that's kind of where some magic happens with my work. So I'm not getting that at the moment. But having said that, by posting drawings on Instagram, I'm getting more contact with people than I expected. It's been quite amazing, and people are sending me direct messages saying that my work is helping them. And so that's been really good for me. There's a problem with it though, that I'm quite addicted to social media. I use it quite compulsively, I scroll through too much. So by trying to post almost every day a drawing onto Instagram, it's not always the best thing for me and my anxiety and my mental health. It's a balancing act. There's so many really good and interesting organisations working with queer people at the moment, and I would suggest Decolonise Fest had a fantastic show recently that I watched, and they collect money, raise money for really good causes. So does Bent Fest, which are doing amazing interviews on Instagram at the moment, Queer Punk Festival. The Queerzine Library is marvellous, as is everything that Holly Cassio does. And the Outside Project, obviously always the Outside Project, working with homeless queer people and doing lots of things to raise money for them. Too many people to mention. Finally, Bar Whatever on Tuesday nights are bringing their cabaret into my home on I think on YouTube, and they're really good and worth supporting and collecting money for all sorts of good causes and people. That's it for now.
Hey everyone, I'm Maz. I use they, them pronouns. In my work as an artist, I mainly make videos, but I've also been working on some creative writing. Basically, whatever resources I have, I try to use to make something funny and a bit queer in a kind of trashy, satirical way. And this video is a good example of that. It's based on an experience I had trying to buy a suit for a wedding, and being really hopeful that this suit would kind of sort my gender out for me, and having the exact opposite reaction when it arrived and I tried it on. So I made this song and a video for it that was kind of a shot-for-shot remake of Christine and the Queen's $5, which features Chris going through a very fancy apartment and putting on really nice, expensive suits as this kind of gender euphoria thing. So this is my example that is much more affordable and a little bit more sad.
Put on a suit and I cried. It didn't look right, didn't look right. I put on a suit and I died. It didn't look right, didn't look right. I put on a suit and I tried. It didn't look right, didn't look right. The pants were too tight. They clung up my thighs, they cut at my spine. They said I look fine. I can't eat, I can't sleep. I keep biting my nails till they bleed. I keep touching myself in public. I keep doing things that make me feel sick. I was looking for something else, a different shape, different space, but nothing changed. I put it on and it scratched. Material was nice and it matched. It was all fine. I'll leave a good review for eBay user Michelle 59. But I cried. Yeah, I cried. I put on a suit and I cried. Not for the first time, not for the worst time, maybe. Put on a suit and I tried. I'm trying so hard, it's harder lately. Put on a suit and I lied. Said I was fine, I wasn't fine, baby. Yeah, I cried. I cried. I really wanted to be different, fit different, look different. I want to feel the way they feel when I book in a film, in a scene on a TV, in a documentary. Put it on, feel real, feel easy. dressing up worse. I'm her dressing up worse. I like dressing up worse. I don't like anything I like anymore. I'm so bored, so bored. And Lana Del Rey wouldn't fuck me. I'm so ugly, I'm so ugly. She'd fuck Ronald Reagan, but she wouldn't fuck me. I'm so ugly. Lana wouldn't fuck me. She'd fuck John Wayne, but she wouldn't fuck me. I'm so ugly. Lana wouldn't fuck me. She'd fuck James Franco, but she wouldn't fuck me. I'm so ugly. Lana wouldn't fuck me. She'd fuck Jack Antonoff, but I don't think she'd get off.
So the COVID-19 pandemic has hit trans people pretty hard. The main area I'm seeing is in healthcare. So trans healthcare, even before the pandemic, was really difficult to access and really not great. So now it's even worse. A lot of GICs and private practices are just being very unresponsive. People have had their surgeries cancelled with no indication of when they will be rescheduled for. In terms of what you can do to support people going through that, it's good to just reach out to trans people you know, make sure they have some kind of support system. And if they don't, try and see what you can do in terms of mutual aid. Just on a level, get involved in a mutual aid group in your area if you can. I would donate to Queer Care, who do a lot of support work and don't get any funding or anything like that. And it's a trans femme-led organisation. Myself and my partner have a writing platform and social space for trans people called The Right Loop, and we post lots of different hardship funds in our bio, so that might be a good place to check because we update that quite regularly and trans people send us their personal fundraisers. It's really good to try and donate to those at the moment because a lot of people will be suffering the economic issues that a lot of us are facing right now, but also having to be raising money to self-medicate.
Hi Queer Circle, my name is Dean Atta and I'm a poet, and I'm going to be sharing 2 poems with you. The first one will be from my book, The Black Flamingo, and the second is brand new and it's inspired by a book by Amelia Abraham called Queer Intentions. From The Black Flamingo, this is how to come out as gay. Don't come out unless you want to. Don't come out for anyone else's sake. Don't come out because you think society expects you to. Come out for yourself. Come out to yourself. Shout, sing it, softly stutter. Correct those who say they knew before you did. That's not how sexuality works. It's yours to define. Being effeminate doesn't make you gay. Being sensitive doesn't make you gay. Being gay makes you gay. Be a bit gay. Be very gay. Be the glitter that shows up in unexpected places. Be typing on WhatsApp, but leave them waiting. Throw a party for yourself, but don't invite anyone else. Invite everyone to your party, but show up late or not at all. If you're unhappy in the closet, but afraid of what's outside, leave the door ajar and call out. If you're happy in the closet for the time being, play dress up until you find the right outfit. Don't worry, it's okay to say you're gay and later exchange it for something else that suits you, fits, feels better. Watch movies that make it seem a little less scary. Beautiful Thing, Moonlight. Be South East London Council Estate, a daytime dance floor, his head resting on your shoulder. Be South Beach, Miami, night of water and fire, your head resting on his shoulder. Be the fabric of his shirt, the muscles in his shoulder, your shoulder. Be the bricks, be the sand, be the river, be the ocean. Remember, your life is not a movie, except you'll be coming out your whole life. Accept advice from people and sources you trust. If your mother warned you about HIV within minutes of you coming out, try to understand that she loves you and is afraid. If you come out at 15, this is not a badge of honour. It doesn't matter what age you come out. Be a beautiful thing. Be the moonlight too. Remember, you have the right to be proud. Remember, you have the right to be you. And the next poem is kind of on a similar theme. Not necessarily about coming out, but actually not needing to, not wanting to define your sexuality. And it's inspired by life events. And I recently moved to Glasgow, and there's lots of references to Glasgow and Scotland in here. Most of them should be self-explanatory, but Squiff is the Scottish Queer International Film Festival, and yeah, the rest you'll know or figure out. This is called Queer Intentions. It was also your first week in Glasgow, the only person we knew. I remember you came with us to Category Is Books for an author talk by Amelia Abraham. Laurie was hosting. I didn't know them yet. Midway, you whispered in my ear, I'm not sure straight people are meant to be here. Am I taking up space? I was surprised you called yourself straight. I remember it felt inevitable I would kiss you, even though you were my partner's colleague and friend. I remember taking you to the Squiff after party at the art school because my partner was working and I had no other friends here yet. I remember dancing groin to groin, almost yelling into each other's ears, but the music was winning. So we gave up trying to talk, put our mouths to much better use, our hands exploring each other's backs and buttocks, every inch of you firm. We kissed until the lights came on. I remember outside on the street you telling me I had to tell my partner that we kissed. So I stumbled home and into bed. I woke him. I told him. He asked, do you think it will happen again? I remember you coming to Queer Theory at Mono and holding my hand during Joe Clifford's sermon. Afterwards, you told me you just want to be friends. You didn't come to any more queer events, but you came round for dinner sometimes, and we often met up at the climbing academy. I remember our weekend in Aviemore, walking the Cairngorms in mid-March, crampons on our boots, ice picks in our hands, you more fit and able, always ahead. Finally, we get back to the youth hostel. Sodden, we strip off our wet clothes in the drying room. The air between us is hot and damp. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hi again, so thanks for watching Queer Circles TV. If there's anything further that you want to find out about all the artists that were in this episode, all the information about the artists and also the Penthouse will be on the information underneath this episode on our Penthouse channel on YouTube. So again, thanks for watching, and
please donate to the Intercom Trust if you've enjoyed this episode and if you can, and continue to support each other, and see you again soon.
yeah, take care, bye.